Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the We Believe Do You Paranormal Podcast. I'm Eric,
And I'm Michelle.
and today we have another deep dive. This time we're talking about.
Duendes.
This was a requested topic, and I believe we put it in a poll with the poltergeist topic, and poltergeist ended up winning out. But since this was a suggested topic from the Verrueta family, it was either Gabe or Jen. I'm not sure which one messaged us uh, here on Instagram, and they told us that they wanted to talk about duendes, or wanted to hear about duendes, or for us to do a deep dive. So that's what we're going to do today. But
Thank
before
you.
we do that, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say thank you guys for the request.
Yeah. So, I just before we do start, I want to mention that it was my birthday.
It was your birthday.
Exactly
What'd you do for your
1 week
birthday?
ago.
During the snowstorm that almost killed us?
Yeah. Fortunately, I had light the entire time, so I never lost power. Luckily, we did lose internet though, so that was pretty brutal.
I was
Uh-huh.
I was going to say I was worried there for a second that we weren't going to be able to put out an episode, but yeah, lucky for us, we never lost power either.
Yeah. I think we lost, people started losing power here in Brownsville on Monday morning, like early Monday morning. And then we started doing and our internet went out. Like, our power flickered on and off. Like, it literally went out for like a second or two and then would come back on, and then it did that like maybe 5 times and then it was good. Fortunately enough, she did have heat and stuff like that, so I don't want to make it sound like, oh my god, we didn't have internet, but I mean, yeah. And then on my birthday that evening, it finally came back on. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, at least we'll get to, we'll be able to record. And then we didn't. But yeah, I think we just, we went to we went to Dad's house, and I got a power saw. No, I got a circular saw from Dad, and this thing for my headphones, and
Adult gifts.
a fanny pack.
Oh, fanny pack.
Yeah. And my wife got me a power drill.
Sweet.
Yeah, because Dad got me the drill bits for Christmas, and I was like, "Cool, drill bits." And I was expecting like a power drill, and then I didn't get a power drill. I was like,
just the drill bits.
I guess I got to get my own power drill.
Oh, you're supposed to use your hand.
No, and then I never did. And then I'm talking to Dad, I think like 3 days before my birthday, and he's like, "So, oh no," I was like, "Yeah, so this and that," and Valeria got me a power drill, and he was like, "I'll be right back." He goes to the room, comes back with exact same power drill.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, well, at least I know we got the right one.
There you go.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, sorry. And then no, you know what? No, I'm not sorry. Now he knows how it feels when we try and buy him gifts.
Seriously. It's like we have a short window, but like chances are he's gonna buy it. And then so it's like, oh well, you already bought the other 5 things that we had in mind, so here's another coffee mug. Sorry, Dad.
And he's probably listening to this, so
for
Dad,
sure
we love you.
Love you, but stop buying your own freaking gifts. How did you do, Michelle? Oh, thanks for asking, brother.
How did you do, Michelle?
You're so mean. Yeah, like I said, I never lost power, thankfully. So I didn't ever have to be cold. But our neighbors, I think probably like Saturday, maybe not even. All of a sudden, their apartment started flooding. So we get like a knock late at night, and they're like, "Hey, can we just put our dining room table in here?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Yeah, because it's like wood. I don't know if I guess it was like flooded, like there's water everywhere. So they brought it over. So we still have their dining room table in our living room. But so that happened. They were able to like cut off the water to their apartment, and we're like, okay, cool. And it's like 2 girls that live there. So one of them left, the other one stayed, and then the following night, 4 o'clock in the morning, our dog starts like barking and like howling, and so that wakes us up, and then we just hear like pounding on our door, and we're like, "What the fuck?" So we go, and it's the neighbor that stayed behind, and she's like, "The apartment's flooding again. Like it's coming from the ceilings, like it's coming down from like the ceiling fan and the sprinkler, and it's just like dripping water, and I'm really afraid that." And like it started to bubble, I guess, apparently, and like she called 911, and they're like, if it starts to bubble, that means that like it's gonna collapse. So she like freaked out, and she's like, "I know we just met, but can I sleep on your couch, please?" And we're like, "Hell yeah!" So she slept on our couch for like 3 days. And then like the shitty thing that was like all the water that was coming from their apartments was like seeping underneath the walls and coming into our apartment. Um, so that sucked, but it was only in the kitchen we were able to manage. So because their pipes burst and like all that was happening, they shut off water to the entire building. And literally yesterday was the first day that we finally got water back, and I have never been so happy to flush a toilet. Like, you have no idea. I don't really know what's worse.
So how were you flushing a toilet?
We luckily I had filled our one of our bathtubs with water before like the boil ban too, because that was another thing that happened after. But yeah, so we just get like a fucking pot of water and like flush. But if it's solids, you gotta leave it there. I mean, sorry, if it's liquids, you gotta leave it there. But if it's solids, then you gotta flush it.
I'm gonna say, dude, you better not fucking you better not leave solids there. That's fucking disgusting.
Sorry. No, but it sucks too. Like you can't even shower and shit.
But,
like, wait, shower or shit?
So did
really?
y'all shit, shower, and shave?
Yeah, we couldn't do any of that.
So did y'all just like trickle your water for your pipes not to burst, or what?
That's what we did. But the fact that the two apartments above, me and my neighbor, like weren't there, or like one had already moved out. Nobody was trickling water over there, so those are the pipes that burst. I will say this though, even after all that chaos, like people were like, "Fuck snow! I never want to see snow again." I was loving it. I loved even without water, even all that. Like, I will gladly accept that weather again. Hopefully, we'll be better prepared next time, though.
But yeah, so I guess those are our misadventures in a winter wonderland.
It was fun.
Maybe it was duendes that busted pipes.
Probably.
So y'all didn't feed them.
They probably it's not me. It was next door. They're not feeding their duendes. I drop enough.
So how'd you guys shower?
We either didn't, or our apartment complex actually has a shower in the gyms, but they're only open from like 8 to 8, and there's always a line of people who also don't have water, and by the time we were able to like take a shower, all the hot water had been used. So like I took a cold ass shower. And then so after that, we were like, screw that. And we would go to Carlos's sister's place and take a shower. But
like if I didn't have to work for like 5 days or whatever, like I just went and showered.
Well, it's because we were working
out. Yeah. That's the only exception. We talked about this house on the corner of our street from that we always thought that it was kind of haunted because they just go through people like crazy.
People are always moving in and out within like a year or so.
Yeah, and I mentioned that a friend of mine, Mariano, who also listens to the podcast, lives next door to that house. So we were wondering if he had ever spoken with anybody or anything like that to the house. And he texted me the other day. And he was like, that he never really spoke with anybody in that house. The only time that he actually talked to the people there was when he first moved there, and that was back when we were in middle school, I believe. And it was an older couple, and then he said that after that, it was some construction guy that lived there, and then besides that, he never talked to the people that lived in the house, but that the last 2 tenants were just, the house is basically falling apart. It's in shambles. So I don't know if there's something to that. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah.
Or
so
people are just moving out because it's a shit house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and again, if it's somebody that's renting, I mean, I would assume that the landlord would want to fix that, but if not, then I don't know.
Well, if we
Yeah.
learned
So
anything about landlords from our previous listener episode, oh, sorry, our previous episode, is that landlords suck.
stories of high strangeness.
Stories of high strangeness.
Yeah. So all right. Well, I guess let's jump into this duendes topic. Um, so in my research, I found out that it is like it's a Mexican mythology, and the duendes are actually known as. Sorry if I butcher the pronunciation here. Is Owican Chaneque. This is a Nahuatl expression that translates to the inhabitants of dangerous places. They were considered deities that protected the nature, such as rivers, lakes, forests, animals, and jungles. And they are guardians of nature under Chana's command. Chana is the god of water and earth and lives underground. So, what are they like? What are these Chaneques? What Chaneques are what they're called in, or Chaneque, I guess for short, though. Wican Chaneque. Um, they're described in many ways. Some experts say that these gods are short in stature, no taller than a meter, or about 3 feet, a little over 3 feet, with a deformed body, backwards feet, a missing left ear, and the face of an old
What?
person. Yeah,
Did
yeah,
we
it's really.
research the same thing?
Um, I mean,
Uh,
it did mention also that this is like, I guess I think I saw this on Wikipedia that it's in different places as well. Like, but I think
yeah,
it's a Hispanic thing, like because it's an Iberian thing, and
yeah. Well, from my understanding, or like from what I was reading, but then again, I didn't. I know that you found like a totally different site, but it originated like in Spain. But
mhm,
to be fair, like a lot of countries have their version of like little like
elves,
gnomes or goblins, elves, like it's called leprechauns, like it's called different things in different countries.
right?
But it originated in Spain. This the one this in particular, and I mean, the Philippines have the exact kind of little monster creature thing going on, and I mean, Spain did conquer
I was gonna
the
say,
Philippines and Mexico,
and
so
Mexico,
yeah.
so it
So that
would make
was my
sense that they would both,
understanding.
yeah. And again, the website that I did most of my research on was a Mexican website, so that's where I got a majority of my information. But yeah, so that's what they're described as. Well, actually, there's another description too. They're also described as dwarves, so little, small, like in stature, with the face of a child who is very fidgety and mischievous. So those are the two different, like, I guess, uh,
Descriptions?
descriptions. Yes, descriptions of them. Because
Well,
there's also, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, I got a third description for you,
Okay.
because from what I researched, I mean, some of it's pretty similar as far as like they're short, so they're about like 2 feet tall. I read some things that said they could be up to 4 feet tall, but they are on the smaller size. And yeah, that there's male and females, and they look pretty similar, but obviously the hair is, I guess, a little bit different. Men can actually grow beards. They don't wear clothes, and that's kind of the vibe. Just like little goblins. Sometimes they wear hats made out of leaves. Fun fact.
Yeah. And then when I was also going through this stuff, they were also mentioning that there's good Chanekes and there's bad Chanekes. I don't know if the accent's on the right spot. I might be completely butchering this again. So guys, if I am, I apologize. Yeah.
Well, you're
So
pronouncing it better than I ever could, so props to you
uh
regardless.
hold on, let me do it real quick because I still have the web page up, and but I don't think they put accents. Yeah, they didn't. Oh no, they did. So I'm gonna go with Chaneke.
Okay, see, that's why I'll just say duende, because I can get away with that one.
Yeah. The good Chanekes live in places near people or even live inside people's homes, not causing any harm, although they can play tricks on you. A few of the tricks that they like to play are hiding small objects, throwing rocks, pulling the tails of dogs, scaring chickens, braiding the horse's manes, uh, which sounds kind of cool. Uh,
Right?
and if you're mean to them or decide that you want to bother them, they can be vengeful and cause you to get sick. But you can heal yourself by performing rituals or going to a curandero or a healer. Um, and that's the good duende. That's the good chaneque. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I it just doing the research. I mean, I've also read about other little creatures and cryptids and elementals and things like that. And what I was reading was that if you treat them nice and always offer them the first bite of your food or a piece of your food, then they'll be nice to you. And if you don't, then the duendes usually get angry and they'll spoil your food or stuff will go missing and just cause or like wreak havoc in your home. And it's just a pain in the ass. They'll knock over pictures and knock over vases and things like that. You know, people used to have closer relationships with duendes and offer them food and liquor. Nowadays, with the destruction of large parts of the jungle, duendes live relatively further away from people.
Um, so do you have to have like a little altar for them to like put the food, or like the first bite, like just tear it off and put it in like a little bowl or something, or did it
Uh,
mention that?
it didn't really, but again, I can't remember what little mythical creature I'm thinking of. I mean, it has to be some sort. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it is, I guess, a different country's version of what the duende is. But they do
It's
live in the house.
Oh, they live in the house.
They yeah, or they. I mean, they can end up in your house and, like I said, wreak havoc. But yeah, if you give them offerings, and I mean, like I personally have like an altar where I have like my crystals and stuff, and then I put like fresh little bowl of water or flowers or coins and things like that. So I assume like if you have an altar in your home and you want to just give that intention of like, okay, this for the one this make protect our home, or just make sure that you're not just don't fuck shit up. Like here's a piece of bread, here's a little glass of wine, or like whatever, and you can make those offerings if you feel like you have a duende in your home, or you can offer
It
it to
kind of reminds me
spirits.
of the movie. I don't even remember what it's called now, but it's with Will Ferrell, and Amy, the chick from Mean Girls, where they're like in a singing competition, and I guess his father, his mother, somebody believes in like these little. Oh no, the girl believes in like these little gnomes or dwarves or something that live in like this hill, and she always goes and leaves them offerings because there's like a little house, and he like thinks it's bullshit this entire time, and then they're at the singing competition, and then uh,
Oh,
you know what movie I'm talking
I
about?
think I vaguely remember. I would Google it, but my
It's
phone's
on
dead.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Um, and so like at one point he goes to like leave like some liquor for them, and spoiler alert, somebody comes to like and reveals themselves as the bad guy, and they end up getting killed by the like they get a knife in the back, and he's like, what the fuck, and there's nobody around, and then all of a sudden like he
I'm
looks and
like,
the little door
oh my
shuts,
god, yes.
and he's
Yes.
like,
What
yeah,
movie is this? I just saw it. No, was it singing or ice skating?
no, it was
Wasn't it
singing.
ice?
No, the
Oh,
ice,
yeah. Okay. No, the ice skating is a different one. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I know I saw it. I'm getting like little bits and pieces. I totally remember that. Yeah. Them going up on
yeah,
the hill and the door just like, that was
shutting,
hilarious. Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny.
Hold
I
on, now
mean,
I
there
gotta
you
find it.
go. Maybe that's what the one this can do for us. I mean, okay, actually, I do have a little
Eurovision.
Eurovision. There you
Yeah,
go. It's fucking most ridiculous movies this guy does, I swear.
yeah.
And yet I sit there and watch all the way through. But I mean, speaking of knives and them doing harm, can I tell you, or are you still gonna do more of the good stuff, or can I go into
No,
the
I'm
bad
going.
stuff?
I was going to go into the bad stuff next.
Okay,
So, do you want to go into your bad stuff, and then I'll talk about the what like the Mexican version encompasses?
sure. I
Because I
mean,
think
I
you'll actually
guess
kind of like this.
okay. I mean, I did kind of already mention that they will wreak havoc in your house and just kind of knock stuff over. Things will go missing, or you'll quote unquote misplace things. Um, but and I mean, a lot of this, a lot of the beliefs in the one that's like varies from region to region. But So one of the stories that stood out to me was that they live inside. I mean, yes, they dwell in the forest, but if they live in the home, they specifically target children, and that could just be parents telling their kids not to, not to be bad because La Llorona is going to get you, el cucuy, and things like that. And then they can just be another one. But it is said that that they'll lure kids into the forest or the caves and they'll go missing. And a lot of the times they'll come out of the walls, and while the kid's asleep, they'll try and like clip the toenails of unkempt children. They'll clip the
Sorry.
nails of clip the nails of unkempt children, and sometimes they'll get real clumsy, and instead of just getting the nail, they'll actually cut off the entire toe.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's a reaction.
No. It's just I like. I can't like I when I was younger, I hated when like mom would want to clip my toenails because it just tickled the crap out of me. So like
Uh-huh.
I can just imagine like jerking when she was trying to clip and just like hurt, just cutting a chunk of my toe off, like a toenail off, like or
Okay,
go
but
deep enough.
now imagine your entire toe just getting
Yeah,
cut off.
exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So there's actually a part that's similar to that, but and I'll mention it right now. But so the bad Chanek is, I guess, in the Mexican lore mythology, um, they live in places far away from people, so they don't even live in the house. Like the good ones live in the houses; they live close to people, and the bad ones are like
Like
far
Dobby?
away. Yeah. Well, was he
Dobby
good?
was an
I mean, he was
elf.
good, right? Right.
Dobby was a good elf. The
This
other
is
guy
actually,
wasn't.
yeah, they actually kind of reminded me of like Dobby, like for whatever reason, like that's like the image that I got.
All the images that would pop up online were kind of like little elf like Dobby creatures,
Yeah.
but hairier.
Um but yeah, so they live in places far away from people, like you said, like you mentioned, in caves, rivers, mountains. And since they hate the presence of humans, they tend to try and keep them away by causing travelers to get lost. And it's even said that they cause you to lose your Donaji.
The hell is
So
it? Tonaji?
Donaji, no Donaji. It's T
Tonaji
O
or Tonaji?
Donaji. It's
Tonaji.
Tonalli.
I
So
tried.
yeah, no, you got it. So this is like your destiny or the energy assigned to every living being as part of the divine breath, according to the Mexican cosmogony. Anyway, the Tonayi depends on the day and hour that you were born and is found in the crown of the head, the stomach, and other parts of the body. So this is, I guess, would be the chakras because it's on
Oh,
the
okay.
crown,
Energy
the
centers?
head,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, and other parts of the body. Something else that is said about these bad Chanek is that they like to steal children to make them their servants. So like you were saying that, oh, the Yoda, like they're gonna come and steal you, like that's what they would do, is they would steal the children and make the children their servants.
Mm.
Yeah. So and it's said that one way to protect the children from them is by
Clipping
putting
their
their
toenails.
no,
Oh.
is putting their clothes on backwards,
What?
or you hang the eye of a deer off of them. Yeah.
That I don't. It's like psychologically damaging your child or risk them getting kidnapped. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, can you imagine? Like, I guess maybe I don't know. You probably don't know who Chris Cross is. It was like a,
Crisscross.
yeah, like a little I think it was a duo back in the '90s.
It sounds
They're
very
like
familiar.
rappers, hip hops, yeah, hip hop.
Maybe
I
not.
said hip hops. Anyway, they used to wear their clothes backwards.
Uh,
It's crazy. Yeah,
Interesting.
the '90s.
Fun
Um,
times.
yeah. What the hell? So I guess wow, that was really short. I'm almost done with mine. So where can you find them? Where do they live? Well, like I said, they lived in the forests, um, and in places like Oaxaca, Chiapas, Guerrero, and Veracruz. The legends of the Chaneques are alive and well. So in those places, the legends of the Chaneques are alive and well. and it's very common to hear people in the town talk about their experiences with these chaneques. And the beliefs and the legends around the chaneques are also very much alive in the jungles of Tuxtlas, Veracruz. And some of the people believe that they've seen these duendes and that they are responsible for people getting lost in the woods. So, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, that they hate people so much that they get them lost and they just try and keep them away from their area. Well,
But
the bad ones.
I also did read some encounters or some stories where they would even help lost hikers kind of get back on track, and so I mean, like you were saying though, they're good and bad.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so I brought you a gift.
Okay.
I was trying
For
to.
my birthday.
Oh no, guys! It was Eric's birthday on the 18th. He's older now.
I'm the age of Jesus Christ.
33.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be a holy year for you then.
Oh, one can hope.
All right. Well, that's not the. Yes, actually, I mean, I got you. I brought you this gift for your birthday. No. Um. I will, in trying to research when there's, you know how Reddit has kind of become my new favorite obsession, and I typed in when there's in Reddit, and I actually got something pretty interesting. It's super short and maybe isn't that big of a deal, but you'll see why it's a little interesting. So it was just a short little story from R.L. Direwolf. It was a few weeks ago. Title is Saw a Duende while driving between Los Fresnos and Brownsville, Texas.
Where we live.
What? Yeah.
Well, where I live.
Where I lived with an ED. Okay, so this happened in winter break of 2020, so it was recent. I was driving on the frontage road.
Oh, no, I was gonna say like literally could have been like this last month. No, but that would have been not have been winter break 2020.
Like
I mean, technically,
two
right?
2-ish months ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I was driving on the frontage road in 511.
Yeah.
It was around 10 p.m. and the only sources of light were the crossing lights and my truck's headlights. After the first crossing light, I see a person walking across the road. I brake and make sure I don't hit them. Then I realize the man is short, almost like a child, but he had long arms. His skin was brownish and he had pointy ears. He also leaned forward from his back like he was hunched over, or hunched back. It looked at me for a second and then ran off into the grass. It resembled the duendes in Hispanic mythology. Has anyone else seen anything like this in the valley?
No, I have not.
You have not? Well, Mothfly has. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh no, this wasn't in the valley. Sorry, but they commented. It's just I guess another experience. But they commented on RL Direwolf's post and said, "My father, who lived in rural parts of Acapulco, has had experiences with El Duende. One night, he crawled through his window and was sitting on his roof in an attempt to find good service for his phone. When he was sitting there quietly, he heard sounds of scurrying behind him, as if something was climbing on the debris and rocks below, in an attempt to get on the roof. My father turned quizzically. Oh God, the big words. My father turned quizzically to. I wasn't prepared. Sorry.
Uh,
All right. One more time. My father turned quizzically to look where the sound was coming from, and he was met with the eyes of a small elf-like creature who paused mid-climb when seeing my father. Both shocked, they sat looking at each other for about 5 seconds before the one that crawled back down the roof and took off. My father, shocked, went back inside his room and closed the window. Closing the window in Mexico is a heat trap, so you know he was scared. But that's funny.
Jeez.
I did some
And
things. What?
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say some things that I did read where like people were like, "Oh, it's just a monkey. Oh, it's a spider monkey because it's covered in hair and it's got long arms and it's about I don't know, a foot and a half, 2 feet tall or something." But where I mean, like maybe yeah, out in certain parts of,
jungles and stuff like that.
yeah, makes total sense. I get that. But in a
We don't have
house,
monkeys here in Brownsville.
yeah, at the zoo, maybe a loose
Well, I
spider
mean,
monkey.
I guess, but like it really have to be loose to be down on 511. It's
Yeah,
a long trip
yeah,
from the
yeah,
zoo.
that's true. Anyway, so yeah,
Well, I
those
mean,
are.
I guess it's not very important, but they do mention that according to their family that the duendes only appear to children and avoid adults at all costs.
Oh, you pulled it up.
Yeah, I was
Oh, well,
reading I
that's.
was reading along with you.
Oh, well, that's what I do too. I like children. I
Read
will
along
try
with
to.
me.
No,
Oh, avoid
avoid.
adults at all costs.
Yeah, I like to appear to children, but avoid adults at all costs because I can't.
I mean, as long as you're not like trying to give them candy and stuff like that. I mean, it's all
Why'd you have
good.
to twist it and make it that way? Just saying, adults are assholes. Kids are so sweet. God damn it, I'm not making it any
Some
better.
kids, not all kids.
Okay, I've been blessed to be around, for the most part, good kids.
You see,
And the
see what you
ones
did
that
there.
aren't, it's because they need,
They lack discipline.
yes, that. Anyways,
A short episode, dude. I thought we were gonna be here. I mean, I guess it's just duendes are like universal, man. Like
yeah.
like you said, they're everywhere. They could leprechauns. They're apparently what is it, Norwegian folklore as well. If you give them alcohol, they'll stab
Swedish.
your enemies in the back.
Okay.
Swedish.
God. Oh, no, no, no. Was
Um,
it Swedish? Or it could have been Norwegian. I don't even
I think
really
it's.
know.
I don't know. I think it's Norwegian.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those countries.
One of
Sound
those.
like totally American, like ignorant.
Just a
um,
little. Somewhere in Europe, over there.
yeah, yeah,
Everything's all
in
just
Europe.
one big place. It's like the size of Texas. Whatever.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
it's crazy, man.
Anyway, do you feel like these stories of duendes are just kind of like don't go into the woods or else the duende's gonna get you? What do you call those?
Um, yeah, I don't know what they're called, but I mean, because like if you think about it, stuff moving, stuff being hidden, like people like over here would maybe consider that, or in other countries would consider that just poltergeist activity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since they have their own thing, it's like, well, that's duendes, for them. So something like this little creature is moving stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if that stuff like started moving around or started happening like that here, I would think more like, oh, poltergeist activity, which is kind of funny because we did both of those back to back. So you know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah, that's true. Well, I don't know. And then in that case, how do you know what's some sort of like little house spirit or sprite or duende versus a poltergeist?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's
Okay,
all the
okay.
same spider web.
I guess if you start feeding, or if you offer the first bite of food and it stops, then it's a duende, and if it continues, it's a
It's
poltergeist.
poltergeist. So
Yeah,
food. That's how
yeah.
you can tell the difference.
That's how you can tell the difference with a lot of things. Well, alrighty,
Yeah.
guys. Well, if you guys have any topics that you guys want to turn in to us, this one, like I said, was sent to us through our messages on or our DMs and Instagram because we asked for topics and this person responded. Um, but if you guys want to send us any topics that you want us to deep dive into, I guess would conspiracy theories be a thing too? No, yeah, maybe.
It depends. What is the conspiracy theory? Is the conspiracy theory that the government is hiding the fact that Bigfoot exists? Because then it's paranormal and it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Is it a conspiracy theory that the government's hiding what crashed at Roswell and that was actually not aliens but US technology? It's a good conspiracy. UFOs, paranormal. Yeah, technically.
all right. So, I mean, if you guys have a conspiracy theory that's paranormal related, or any other thing that you guys want us to deep dive into, go ahead and send us those suggestions. You can send them to our Instagram, which is at We Believed You Podcast, our Twitter, which is at WBDY Podcast. Our email address is, our Facebook is We Believed You with a question mark, and our email address is webelievedyou@gmail.com. Don't forget also, guys, to give us a like, follow, share our posts. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, and that helps us get up in the rankings so that you guys can find us a lot easier. Also, like our stuff, or let's subscribe, I guess, right? On Spotify, you could do that. It's a thing.
Yes.
I'm not crazy.
And
okay.
on YouTube.
And on YouTube. Yeah, guys, go ahead and like and subscribe on YouTube as well, because we do put video. I mean, not video. We do. We put the podcast on there. Eventually, we might try and do a little bit of a video thing.
I was gonna say Zencaster just added video recording, so maybe you guys can actually see our ugly mugs and listen to the podcast at the same time.
I might actually have to try and look presentable when we do that.
I know. Then. I was just thinking, like, it's gonna be so much work. I have to put on like half-ass makeup and like do something with my hair, not look like trash.
Get a ring light.
Yeah, I have to like hide all this coats and sweaters in the closet so it looks professional and you guys think I'm actually in a studio. Sounds like a lot of work. Maybe we won't do video. I don't know.
But yeah, guys, we're still thinking about it. It's an idea we had. Maybe we'll start a Patreon someday and do exclusive video feed of us, or maybe even live on Patreon. I don't know.
I would love to do that. We got to do that.
That's it's a thing, guys. So we've got plans, we've got ideas. It's 2021, you know. We'll see what happens. Let us know that you believe in us, because we believe.
Do you?